Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Crypto Royalty. Now, in today's very first video that you're watching, it's going to be completely free. It's your first free lesson, like it stated up above. And what I'm going to be telling you guys, what I'm going to be talking about in this video is exactly how you can find cryptocurrency coins that are getting ready to boom, that are setting themselves up to explode in price. Now, I'm going to show you exactly some examples that have previously done this pattern that I'm about to show you, and also I'm gonna show you a coin that I'm expecting, which is actually this one right here. And I'm not telling you guys what coin it is because that's what I'm saving for my members. My members are getting ready to buy and accumulate this coin once we hit a certain level in the price, and that's why I haven't shown the price, and that's why I haven't shown what I'm not I've narrowed down my screen recording so you guys can't see if what type of coin it is, the name, the time frame, and the price of the coin, so you can't find it. It is uh, it's a coin that, and the only reason I'm doing that is because it wouldn't be fair if I gave it out to everybody for free and my members are paying for it. So whatever my members get is absolutely secretive to them and the Telegram channel and the analysis that I send out to them. So this is actually the coin that we're looking at. But let's jump over to IOTA, right? I'll tell you guys what this coin is. IOTA. IOTA is a coin. It's a cryptocurrency, and we're on the daily time frame, and we're gonna zoom back all the way to around July 10th, July 11th or 5th, and this is generally speaking around 2017. And this is the beginning of IOTA. This is when it came out, right? It came out over here, and we always see the pattern that I use is very simple. We in the beginning of a coin, we always see a dump, either a spike up all the way to a very high price, and then a huge dump, and then we see what I call the double pumps. So we see a push up, and we see another push up, and then from there we see, usually speaking, from a 50 to 80% drop in price. Now, why does this matter? Well, I'll tell you exactly why. If I pull out the forecast tool here, so I can tell you guys exactly the price or how much it dropped in terms of percentage wise. If we click at the top of the double pump, or the second time that it went up, to the bottom, it is around 68%. Usually it's around 60 to 8, I said 50, but we'll narrow it down. It's around 60, 65 to 80% in a downfall. Now, immediately after falling around this percentage, we saw a huge push all the way up to around $1.74 from approximately 15 cents in IOTA, because that was, in percentage wise, that was about 567%. And this is the pattern that I trade. And you can't go into cryptocurrencies hoping that you're going to strike it big. We hear these stories every day. Especially when Bitcoin was on its rise, on its bull run, the first bull run, because I do believe there's a second one coming. But it's a different story. When we were hearing on Bitcoin's bull rise every day in the news, rather, I'm sorry, completely butchering my words today, but we were hearing this guy invested $5 into Bitcoin. Now he's a millionaire. This guy profited $5 million from investing $100. And those are real stories, but the chances of somebody actually hoping, putting money and just hoping or forgetting about it, and that's just it. You have a better shot of winning, of hitting the Mega Millions or the lottery, whatever you want to call it, depending on where you live. I'm not a gambler. I'm a trader, and that's exactly what I look to do. I look to make educated trades that can potentially make me huge amounts of money, and that are very calculated in terms of risk. People say that entrepreneurs and traders like to take risk. You have to take risk in life to succeed. Well, that's not true. You have to take risk, sure, but you have to take educated risk. Because if I told you jump off the bridge and if you live, I'll give you $10 million. If you don't live, then you're dead. You're not gonna do it because it's something called risk calculation, or reward to risk ratio. If you're R to R ratio. If your reward is not as great or greater than your risk, then you would not go into any particular scenario, especially in the trading environment. And that's what I try to teach all of my members. Now, what I'm going to show you, this was IOTA. That was the pattern that we saw on IOTA. So keep this in mind, right? Now, we're going to move over to a coin called GNT, Golem. And we could see that in the beginning stages of Golem, the price was pumped up and immediately came back down. And we saw a push up a second time, and then from there, if we pull out the forecasting tool one more time, go over to forecast, close this window. From the second pump up, we could see that all the way to the bottom, it was around 77%. And then immediately from this, we're up almost 300% already. Almost 300%. Although we did see a little further downfall, around 10, 18% after hitting the initial 77% loss. But actually, if we do move over our cursor to where it is, you know, now, like, more relevant to now, if you had perfectly entered here, that's why we'd like to enter a little bit, we like to enter when it hits around 60, 65 to 70, maybe even 80%, like I said before, because it gives us a general idea of when the price is getting ready to go up. And it did start going up, but it did come down. But what would have happened if it went all the way up? But, long story short, we were lucky. Even if we did buy here, we still would have made tremendous amounts of profits, speaking as it did go up approximately 300 some percent after buying here. So that just goes to show that the pattern is very, very effective. Now, we do have some ways to go on GNT, and I'm not going to give you guys any specific predictions that I'm giving out because that's for my members. And now moving on to WAC. I'm sorry, my microphone just got cut out there. But moving on to the wackiest of them all, I was going to say, this coin is very, very interesting. And I say wacky because I've never really seen a type of candle like this before. It's very odd. And we can see that the price has come down tremendously. It seems to open up around 95, or I'll tell you guys the price because it's not really a big deal. 95 cents here, and just completely obliterated and went all the way down. And it's because I know you guys can't find it based off the price, so it came down, right, and now we are seeing it come back up, and we're seeing what I call the double top again, or the double rise. So it came up once, came down a bit, came up again, and now what I'm expecting is for it to come down uh, around 80%, 65 to 80%. So once we hit this 80% region, I don't want to really, here, let me zoom out a bit. So once we hit this 85 or 80% region, what does that mean? Well, that just tells me, that's very important because it's going to tell me and all my members exactly when to buy. And when we buy, we're going to be expecting anywhere from a 200 to 500, even 1,000% gain. So, and that's when we know when to enter the trade. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to learn exactly how I find coins like this, exactly how I utilize this strategy even furthermore, and this is one of the 5 strategies that I prefer using. And, if you found this interesting and this was a wow factor to you and you didn't know this could be done and how am I figuring this out, well, trust me, become a member, join the course today, and I guarantee you won't regret it because when I first started trading, because I trade the Forex market as a full-time trader, I do that for a full-time living, and when I first started about, I want to say 6 years ago, I was only profitable for the last 2 years. I took the hard road, right? I didn't want to learn from somebody because I thought buying courses was a scam. I thought buying books was a waste of money. But you know what? I wish if I could have gone back, I wish I would have learned from other people's mistakes, and I wish I would have learned from people that already had and were doing what I wanted to do. So, guys, that's all the advice I'm going to give you. Go ahead, become a member. You won't regret it, and you'll be told exactly when I enter these trades. You'll have entries and exit positions called out. I'll tell you guys exactly when the best time to enter is, when the best time to exit is, and all you do is click a few buttons, and that's pretty much it. And not only, not for nothing, but I want to say that for all the major beginning investors, for all the I don't want to say newbie, but all the amateur investors that are new into cryptocurrencies and haven't invested in anything at all, which is pretty much 95% of the crypto market, right? And I'm not trying to say that with offense to anybody, but because we all start somewhere, right? And especially those people, please do yourself a favor, become a member, because the course, whatever it's going for, I'm doing it to sell on. I don't know exactly. I don't want to speak ahead of time, but whatever. If you've caught the course on sale, I'm letting you know right now. It's the sale. First of all, it's not going to last. I'm not doing it to sell. To create urgency. I'm telling you guys, I'm only doing it for a certain amount of days, and I'm doing it to get a certain amount of people in the group. And afterwards, it's going to remain for the $4.99 that I have always had it for. And I want to tell you guys that do yourself a favor. The $100 that I'm charging for it, the $99 that I'm charging for it, it's going to be nothing compared to what type of money you could potentially make. So let's say you buy this coin down here, and you make 500% on it. If you put $1,000 in there, 500% on $1,000 is a lot of money. It's a lot more than what the course costs you. So this is just one, and I have hundreds of these type of scenarios set up on tens of hundreds. I don't want to say thousands of different coins that you could potentially have this exact setup on, and I'll show you guys exactly those coins. And even more than that, I'll show you how to find these coins. So even without me, you could go out and find them yourself, but it really isn't necessary because I'll give you. I always give you guys more than what's needed, and that's always something you want to look for. So guys, go ahead, become a member today. I hope to see you guys in the members login page, and have a nice day.